What's up guys, Houndish here, and today I wanted to talk about the remaining Season 2 weapons, or the as of yet unreleased weapons inside of Season 2 for the Faction Rally and the Iron Banner. I'm going to talk about the perks and go over the weapons themselves, everything like that, but I gotta say guys, we are nearly out of weapons for the remainder of Season 2 right here. When it comes to the Iron Banner, we have 3 weapons that'll be available this week in the Iron Banner. That's the Auto Rifle, the Pulse, and the Grenade Launcher, and those are the final 3 weapons that we haven't had access to yet. When it comes to the Faction Rally, we've got the Dead Orbit SMG, the Sniper Rifle, we have the FWC Shotgun and the Sniper Rifle, and then we have the New Monarchy Grenade Launcher as well as the Shotgun. So Bungie have pretty much used all of the assets that they'd, stored up ready for Season 2 right here, and in particular when it comes to the Faction Rallies, we don't have any new primary weapons that haven't been rolled out yet. And I really feel like, power weapons, grenade launchers, sniper rifles, even shotguns right now are not going to excite players all that much. It's kind of the same with the Iron Banner, going over or having old weapons that we've seen before come up in the rotation again. For a lot of people, if you've collected all of the stuff, this is going to make these events relatively unengaging. And of course, the main reason that this has happened is because Bungie kind of changed the model up a little bit when it came to the Faction Rallies and the Iron Banner. The first time we had those events in Season 2, they came with, just 1 or maybe 3 weapons when it came to the Faction Rally, and there was a lot of feedback about this, and Bungie, quickly saw that having this amount of content was not enough to engage players again, so they rolled out a lot more of the stuff in the following events. Another interesting element here is that, of course, these events were delayed for quite a long time after Curse of Osiris dropped, because Bungie were trying to adjust settings they put on these events, locking people out of certain content that didn't own the DLC. And that meant that we waited, what was it, like 5-6 weeks maybe, until we actually got one of the Season 2 events after the start of Season 2, yet we are still nearly out of stuff. This may sound all negative, but I actually think there's a really awesome opportunity that Bungie have to make some of these guns exciting for the last couple of events in Season 2. Because if you think of everything we've got left, we're probably going to have, a Faction Rally inside of March, we have 2 Iron Banners inside of March, then there is, all of April, and possibly a chunk of May before we actually get the DLC. Considering on March the 27th, we are getting the sandbox update and Bungie are going to be, buffing and tuning a whole bunch of weapons, I think it's a really good opportunity to grab some of the weapons that'll benefit from that update. And guys, this is something I think should be happening with Faction Rally or Iron Banner or any of the seasonal event weapons. I think we need to see some of the rolls reset. We need to see re-rolls on these weapons. Because let's just think about it for a second. What if Bungie took the Adverse Possession, which is the New Monarchy Scout Rifle, throw explosive rounds or rampage on that thing? New Monarchy also has the Older Sister 3. There is only 1 explosive rounds hand cannon in the game, and that's the Better Devils. Why don't we switch up the Older Sister and see if we can get something that's anywhere near to that? Guiding Star, let's throw Rampage on it. Heart of Time, the Pulse Rifle, you could put Outlaw on there. You could give it good stat mods to make it more competitive in the Crucible. You could go with Steady Hand from the Iron Banner. That thing is the high impact archetype. Imagine putting Kill Clip on it. I'd love to just see what happens with a weapon like that, see how effective it could be. And it would 2-tap with Kill Clip active. I just want to, have that said. Some people will immediately just dislike that idea, which I completely understand. But let's get a God-rolled Time-worn Spire Pulse Rifle on the go. I feel like it's an opportunity, to take a selection of weapons and re-roll them and use them as the featured weapons for the last couple of events. It would absolutely mean more work for someone at Bungie to, come up with these rolls and a little bit of testing, but I think it could be a way to link some of what is happening in the sandbox tuning update on the 27th with some fresh versions of existing content used throughout the months following it. Once again, this isn't going to fix the game, this isn't going to fix weapons, these aren't going to necessarily be the best weapons in the game even, but considering much bigger changes are needed to get us to that place, I think it would be worth utilizing some of the existing content to actually make the game a little bit more exciting. Let me know what you think about that though, guys. Let me know if you think Bungie would even do that. I just can't see them running, a month worth or a month and a half's worth of events with just no new stuff. That would just not be a good thing for the game right now. And I think this is an opportunity to utilize existing content. This is constantly an issue with Destiny. But if you want to know about the weapon rolls themselves, when it comes to the Iron Banner this week, there are a couple of weapons which are pretty interesting. The auto rifle is a 450 round per minute auto, so it's in that key class, Uriel's Gift, Origin Story. We've got the IS-2 Classic Model 6 Loop and 15 lens. We've got accurized rounds or steady rounds, and then under pressure. This thing also has a very good base range stat, so you could always go with something like steady rounds paired with under pressure and see if you can get, a real high stability weapon. We do have Joram's Claw as well. This one's adaptive frame, SLO 10 post, 26 front, and SRO 41 ocular, so it's the Soros stuff. We've got a pending magazine, drop mag, and then we have Outlaw. This is an archetype which isn't super popular in Crucible, definitely a very reload focused role right there. It might be worth holding on to this thing to try out after the sandbox tuning on the 27th because they will be buffing pulse rifles. We also have the All-Wings Maul grenade launcher, which is a lightweight frame, countermass, quick launch, and confined launch ballistics, concussion grenades or blinding grenades, and then auto-loading holster. For Dead Orbit in the faction rally though, we have the Radiant Stardust SMG. It's a lightweight frame, so it's 900 rounds per minute, and of course this is voiced. We've got full bore, hammerforged rifling, and chambered compensator, steady rounds, a pendant mag, and grave rubber. These actually aren't too bad. They can be pretty fun with, pretty aggressive PvP builds. The only issue I really have with this one is the roll. You have, I believe it's one of the Soros SMGs. It's basically identical to this, and a lot of players prefer how the Soros ones feel as well. But you also have the Distant Tumulus, or Tumulus, however you say that, from Dead Orbit. This is the sniper rifle. It's voiced rapid fire frame with small bore, arrowhead brake, and extended barrel, extended mag, flared magwell, and pulse monitor. The Deicide shotgun from FWC, I'm pretty sure has not been available up until now. It's rapid fire frame, so it fires at maximum speed. We've got full choke, fluted barrel, and small bore, steady rounds, flared magwell, and moving target. Steady rounds might not be too bad, this thing's going to fire very quickly, full auto, just like Hawthorne's. Moving target is a pretty interesting bonus. I don't necessarily feel like it's the best bonus to have on this type of shotgun, but we do also have the Domino from FWC. This is adaptive frame, comes with alloy magazine, flared magwell, and pulse monitor once again. And there we go, there's another problem with perks. We've just spoken about the Dead Orbit sniper, extended mag, flared magwell, and pulse monitor. We're just not seeing enough variation if you ask me, but we do have the interference from New Monarchy. This is their grenade launcher, adaptive frame, volatile launch, smart drift control, and hard launch with alloy casing. We've got implosion rounds, and then field prep. The New Monarchy Quit Claim shotgun is a higher impact shotgun, aggressive frame. We've got rifle barrel, smooth bore, and fluted barrel with flared magwell, assault mag, and then we have field prep once again. So those are the remaining weapons for the upcoming events, guys. I'm a collector, I'll be happy to grab as many of these as I can, but this is the main reason that I really think Bungie are going to have to make sure they do something a little bit new with these events, because these weapons in particular I just do not feel are going to engage people. We've seen lower engagement in Iron Banners and faction rallies as the months have gone by, and it'd be a shame if these events just felt completely irrelevant for people as we wait for the next DLC. Of course, later down the road, Bungie are looking at quite a lot of sandbox stuff. They've said that they're going to be looking at buffing quite a few perks in the game as well, and I think ultimately we will probably see more new perks or returning perks inside of Destiny 2, and that's definitely an element here as well. A lot of the good weapon rolls in the game come down to using 2 or 3 main perks, which tend to see a lot of use and generally are the ones which are making the top performing weapons the top performing weapons. So a combination of the work they're doing on the sandbox, introducing new stuff, and considering re-rolling weapons across the board in the game, just like we saw in Destiny 1. The argument of random rolls aside, generally we have seen more variation in weapons regardless of random rolls themselves, and I think that's something that needs to be improved in the game. But those are just my thoughts. We've had a look at the weapons and everything like that nonetheless. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree that we should see some re-rolled weapons? Do you have any thoughts on the remaining weapons for upcoming events? I'm holding on for that March 27th update, guys. That's, one element I always really enjoyed in Destiny is when they kind of change up the sandbox, rediscovering some weapons, hopefully. Just doing a bit of kind of gameplay exploration at the very least is kind of exciting, so I'm hoping that's gonna tide things over. I'm hoping it might, revamp the Crucible enough to make things a little bit more interesting and exciting, but we'll really have to see what happens. Either way, we do get ever closer to having new content in the game, so that is of course good. But once again, do all the stuff down below if you feel like it. If you've enjoyed the video and you want to see more Destiny content, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you guys want to check out my stream, you can find me on Twitch. You can also find me on Twitter, Patreon, and Facebook. All of those links will be in the description below. For now though, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you guys very soon.